Welcome. This is a demonstration on elevations and how we do elevations. So, or some of the easier tricks of doing elevation. It's important to remember, and I'm just going to use one of the floor plans that we've used before, and because that's an easy thing for me to do. Now, this was printed out, so it doesn't match my grid exactly, so I kind of just centered it. Anyway, a straight edge can be very, very helpful. A pencil, and then you need a scale and some pins if you need to do that. So anyway, so keep in mind that an elevation is inside corner to inside corner of the room. It's a full wall. Now, we can, like this one, this is our bedroom-bathroom combination. We can go through and create an elevation from this inside wall to this inside wall. The other dimension is the finished floor with the finished ceiling, so we don't really see any thicknesses or that sort of thing. So I'm going to do this direction. All right, and we're going to call this the door wall. That will be easy. And I'm just going to do this room. So it's going to be from this corner, to this corner. This is what I am elevating right here. So the easiest way to do that is just to take a straight edge and come right up for all the elements that are here. Nice and straight, keeping yourself nice and easy. I'm going to measure here in a minute. And I'm just coming straight up from my plan view. Now, I want to give myself a floor line. And then let's just say that our ceiling in this particular case is 8 feet. So I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's going to be my ceiling height. So in my drawing, I have the floor line. So that's what we call finished floor, finished ceiling, inside wall to inside wall. So that's from that dimension to that dimension. Now, my standard door heights are 6'8". So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and approximately 3/4 of the way up is 8. So here would be my ceiling. Now, I can do one of two things in an elevation. I can either put in a door swing, which means that I put in a dash line, and I'm just going to do soft guidelines here. So I can do kind of the triangle, and remember that the triangle points towards the hinge. The other elements that would be in this room, so that's the door, and you always draw the door closed. The other thing that we can do is simply put a doorknob, and that tells us which way the door swings. Now, other elements that are in here is my door will have a casing. That's molding that goes around the door, and that can be as big or as little as you want, but it wants to be consistent. And then you don't want to forget your baseboard. Those elements are very important. Now, from a inking standpoint, I always do my floor line with my sign pin. That gives a nice heavy line, and it anchors you the elevation. I do my perimeter wall. So that's my inside wall. That's my finished ceiling. And then my other inside wall. Okay. Now, the things that are on the wall, such as the door and the frame, etc., those are going to get done with your pilot pin. That would be your baseboard, and then your frame. or your molding, which is called a casing. Okay, and then if you put a door handle on, great. You can do that with your double-aught pin, or if you decide that you want to use the diagonal, and remember this points towards the hinge and that goes on the door itself. So that's what the elevation would look like. Now, let's just say I'm going to take this and I tape it so it doesn't move, but I'm going to flip this over. And remember, we do our elevations as if we were standing right in front of it. So I'm going to do this whole wall across here. Now, I'm going to try to line these up nicely so that my drawing has a nice character to it. And remember, we're going to draw, I'm standing right here, looking in this direction. So I'm going to do through both rooms, I'm going to do from inside corner all the way through to this inside corner, which means I'm cutting this wall. So we're only drawing things that actually attach onto the wall. So first thing I'm going to do is to bring my line straight up. Here's my window, straight up, straight up. Here's where my wall intersects, and my wall intersects. My next window, the grid paper is really handy for this because it keeps our lines really straight. And then my inside wall. All right, I'm going to find my floor. I'm just going to say the floor is right here. And then my ceiling height is 8 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Voila. All right, the tops of my windows are at 6'8". 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.5, 6'9", close enough. So that's my ceiling height. And in this case, I'm going to do, because this was the bathroom, I'm going to do a higher window here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet, maybe 5 feet off the ground, like that. Whereas this one's the bedroom window, and I want it around 30 to 36 inches. All right, now I don't have any other elements that are going on in here. So this one's fairly easy. And you notice I just draw it lightly. So first thing that I want to do, that's all the elements. We've pulled everything over. I'm going to put in my floor line all the way across. Then I am going to do my inside wall. I'm going to do the wall that I put a line through here. This is where we cut. This is the wall between the two rooms. And then this is the opposite wall. Here is the ceiling line. Now for things that are on this wall, like my windows, I'm going to use my pilot pin. Just freehand those in, freehand those in. And what else am I missing? Well, first, I have to have some way to hold the glass in on these windows. So I have a window frame. Now I don't have a molding around it. This is what holds the glass in. And it doesn't matter how kind of thick you make this, you just want it to be as consistent as possible. You don't want a fat one on one side and a skinny, narrow one on another side. So there's my window. Now, what else am I missing in here? I'm missing my baseboard. So we put it at around 6 inches in this particular case, and around 6 inches over here. And the only other thing that I need to do, because we cut this, this is intersecting, we're going to go ahead and just fill this wall that we intersected here. Now, typically we wouldn't show thickness, but in this case, this is a wall. So this is room 1. Didn't draw that very straight. This is our bathroom area, remember? And this is our guest bedroom. So this is this view. So it's always best if you kind of just sit it up and go along. And don't forget, you need to add some kind of title here. And each drawing that you do should have a title. So in this case, we're going to call this guest room. Now, if we know, we don't have a north arrow in here, so we don't know really what direction this is going in. So I'm simply going to put in here, this is, I'm going to use a smaller pen. This is my door wall. All right. Now this is our, using my straight edge, bath and guest room. And then we're just going to call this our window wall. Oops, misspelled it. Window wall. Okay, so after we're all done with this, I can remove my floor plan. And here are my 2 elevations for my bathroom and guest room. So that's kind of the basic premise of how we set up elevations. So remember, on your assignment, you're going to be doing an elevation of each one of your closet walls with the shelving in and the rods in, so that we can see what's full height and what is standard, where your shelves are, where your drawers are, etc. All freehand, all done with ink. All right. And just a reminder, on top of that, you are supposed to do your the wall of the front door. And so let me just clarify what you're going to do. Here's the front door wall, and you're going to go from this inside corner all the way to this inside corner. Now, we're not going to cut this wall because we're going to stand back here and look. So this is going to be a single line right here, a single line. Do you want me to kind of do one quickly here for you? I can do that, if that would be helpful, because I think some of you would be confused on this. So here is my inside wall. I'm going to do it with my pencil. There we go. Here's my door. Here's the other side of my door. Here's my corner. It's an outside corner. And then here is the other inside corner going out to the patio. Now I'm going to go ahead and just make this. I didn't plan on making another one down here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just say we're going to go 8, 6 here. Make it just a little bit taller. And let's just add some interesting 6 foot. I'm going to do 6'8" door by 4 feet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. 6, 8 is right there. So it's relatively simple. So now, hopefully you can see that. I'm not off the grid. I'm going to put in my floor line. Then my wall line, my ceiling line, and my other wall. Now this is my outside corner right here. That's where the room kind of takes that little, there's that niche that runs back in here. That's that point right there that I see. All right, so my door is here. That's done with my pilot pin. Comes across. It is a pivot door, so I'll need to have some kind of frame around it. Molding, perhaps. There's my molding. Then I'm going to have a base. And that base is going to come right around and run the whole distance of the room. Then all I have to do, which way is my door opening? It's opening this way. So with my double aught 5 pin, I'm going to go ahead and put in, and again, because this is a pivot door, the hinge is from not all the way in the corner. It pivots right at that point. Now, if I decide this is my patio and I have doors through here, I would need to draw those doors or those windows on here. So that's what the wall looks like, blank. Whatever you're going to add to this, you need to. And I think most of you have some kind of access here, physical access, like a door out your patio. So you're going to draw that all in also. Okay? I hope that's helpful. Thank you.